Hello, this is Reverend Ken Wilcox at the Center for Spiritual Living here in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida. I wanted to come today and talk with you about breaking through limitations. I think that was very well illustrated last week by William Shatner, 90 years old, going to outer space on the rocket ship Blue Origin. Who would have ever thought that a 90-year-old person would have been able to do that? You know, it was Henry Ford who said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. You're right. We're the ones who impose limitations upon ourselves, and we're the ones who are going to burst through those limitations. You know, many of the engineers who had worked on the rocket ship Blue Origin that William Shatner went up on said that it was that they're watching his television show as kids, Star Trek, that had given them the impetus to work on such an invention. And who would have ever thought when Star Trek first came on television that that was going to be a seed that would grow into something as spectacular as a commercial vehicle that can burst through the atmosphere of Earth? You know, it wasn't really very well regarded when it first came on television. In fact, it almost didn't make it on television at all. William Shatner was not the original Captain Kirk. The person who was slated to play that didn't want the role. It almost didn't make it on the lineup at all, but a famous comedian saved it, and that was Lucille Ball. She saw potential in this show. Now, most of us know Lucille Ball is a tremendous comedian, but what you also don't realize is she was a brilliant businesswoman. She was the first female owner of a major studio in Hollywood, and she approved many of the shows that did break ground. Star Trek, but also Mission Impossible. So this was an amazing series, and evidently some people saw great potential in it from the very beginning. I'm told that the young woman that played Lieutenant Uhura, the communication officer, that midway through she had gotten tired of the role and she wanted to quit it. But Dr. Martin Luther King called her and said, no, this is too important. Young people are seeing an African American interacting and with Caucasian people and in the future and doing something important and vital. You need to stay on it. This is an important role. Now, it did only stay on for a couple of years, and then of course it went on into the movies, and it has inspired a whole generation of young people that see space travel as a possibility. Now, I think for all the great good that show did, William Shatner has actually stepped up and done something even greater. And that is, he's shown us that a person 90 years old can really have a huge adventure. You know, when I look back and think of how older people were portrayed when I was a young person, say, even you think about like Archie on All in the Family. You know, Archie was only in his mid-40s, but he was being portrayed as a really older guy. I love a friend of mine, and he's in his mid-60s. And he tells me, he says, Ken, he says, these are going to be the best years of my life. He says, I know now how to get through life. I know what I enjoy, and I have the courage and the self-worth to say yes to things and say no to other things. He says, these are going to be glorious years for me. And I think we should all take encouragement from William Shatner and all be willing to burst through any limitation. These are your best years. And as my teacher, Kennedy Schultz, would say, the best is yet to be. This is the truth in your life today. It's the truth in mine. And so it is. Thank you for joining us today. If you would like to help support the Center for Spiritual Living, you can by texting a donation to us. The number is 904-447-1171. That's 904-447-1171. Have a wonderful day. Now, go be the miracle God is calling you to be.
This is Reverend Ken. Until we see each other again, many blessings.